Welcome to a series that I'm calling Nostalgia Nails. If you've been following along for a while, you know that I really love nostalgia. So I had the idea to make an entire press-on set, and each nail is a theme from my childhood. This first nail look is inspired by Barbie because Barbie was a huge part of my childhood. I remember playing this specific Barbie game on my Windows 95 family computer. Now, I couldn't really think of a way to incorporate this game on a nail, but for a really long part of my childhood, I had this specific bedding. So I thought, what better way to incorporate Barbie than to do one nail inspired by this bedding? I'm really excited for this series, so let's get into it. So as you can see, I'm using XXL nail tips, and I have never in my life worn nails this long. But I did want to challenge myself. I also wanted to give myself enough space to do any kind of design that I wanted to do. And once I'm finished with this full set of nostalgia themed nails, I do plan to glue them on and wear them. So this is the inspiration picture, and instead of painting Barbie flat on the nail, I decided I wanted to make Barbie into a charm. So I wrapped the nail in plastic wrap, formed the charm out of 3D gel, cured it, pulled it off. That way I can paint the base of the nail as the ribbons, like the background of the bedding, and then I'll have the separate charm that I can paint the portrait on. So I just used some rhinestone glue to glue the charm onto the nail now that the base is finished. That way I can paint the charm while it's on the nail. And now here is the part that got really tricky for me, because if you watched my Horrorween series last year, I decided to test my abilities and paint like actual portraits on nails. And my biggest struggle with that was proportions, because I have never been to art school. I've never taken art classes. When I create art, I just wing it. So I thought maybe I should implement some techniques that artists actually use, like the grid method. And oh my lord, I used Procreate to make my own transparent grid that I can use from now on to place over my inspiration pictures. And I feel like I worked longer on creating the grid than I did the actual nail art. But look at Barbie and look how well this portrait turned out. I am honestly so impressed with myself, and I'm so happy that I decided to try that method because it works, and I will never not use a grid and trace out my inspiration. So now that the charm is done, I did decide to use some white sculpting gel and to sculpt out some roses, because I feel like the charm and the nail needed a little something extra. And oh my gosh, you guys, I am so happy with how this nail turned out. I have never been more satisfied with something that I've done. And be sure to follow along, because I think you all are going to be shocked at the ideas that I have for other nostalgia nails.